What's up, Fire fam? My name's Kiahonfire, and welcome back to Conan Exiles. Today we have two thralls to learn about in our Finding T4 Armourers series. So today I'm talking about Tarris Leatherbinder and Arcen Brokenfingers. They're in the Set City region, although one of them is kind of out and about and one of them is in the city. So we're going to have a look at all of their locations, what they make, and all of that business. So let's get into it. So we're going to start with Tarris. He is a armourer that can spawn in Relic Hunter locations. So he's out and about, and he's only spawning in 2 spots so far. This being one of them in the savannah in the west of the area. So we look on the map, you can see just above Set City area on this little plain here, he can spawn here with a bunch of slavers. Another spot this guy can appear at is a lot closer to Set City. He's right on the top part, overlooking on the ledge. There's a way up here and he's just kneeling over right there. This area is pretty much right here on the corner of the map. And that is pretty much all the spots for Tarris, so that's 2 spots you can find him at, so he might be a bit of a rarity to come across. But I wish luck for you, but that is the only places he spawns in currently. So now we're going to move on to the locations where Arcen spawns. And funny enough, it's another one that spawns in all those Set City hotspots. There is a ton of different kinds of armourers that actually spawn in this darn city, so if you want to go farming for armourers, this is definitely the place for it. So we're starting off in Westwall, Set City, and this is being one of his spots, talking to the guard here. You can see he's having a nice conversation with his captain, and then just across from that, he again is over on that side talking to another Set City person. So that is 1 and 2 locations near Westwall you can find this guy. This area is right here on the map, so right by the gate and then just over here. Now if we go from there over to the marketplace, there is another location you can find this guy. He's watching the dancer right there on this spot of bodies. So this area is right here on the map, over in between these stars. If you had to come up from the market and onto the edge of Westwall, there is also another spot with him right there talking to the guy. He's the one on the right, and this area is right here on the map. You can see where my player tag is. Now if we're to move on to a different spot, there's also another spot for him. He patrols. He starts on this pile and then he will patrol around the beaches. You can see that guy walking along. There's another spawn location for this guy. Also, if we go round the corner here, there's a groveling person, and that is also another spawn location for this dude. So this location is right here, so on this house area for the groveler, and then along the river side for him as well. So, and if we're to move a little further up, this spot where these two are talking is also another 2 locations he can spawn on. So that's another nice close area to farm out. So we are right here on the map, just up the street from the last location, for 2 spots and 2 spawners. Moving on to another 2 locations just on from that, from the main spot to over here. There's another 2 spots you can spawn on. It's this one and that one they can spawn on. So that is just here. And if we look on the map, you can see that's almost on the blue star. So that's another 2 locations he can spawn at. Now if we move into the main marketplace of Set City, we can see just on our right, if we go through that gate, there is another 2 locations for Arcen Brokenfingers to spawn at. Also, if we were to turn around and just go over there, just behind this tavern, you're going to see a dock with 2 people on it. On those 2 spots by that dock, another 2 spawners for the Arcen Brokenfingers. They can both spawn in that kneeling position, so make sure you farm those ones out as well. And you can find this little area right here on the map, right here, and then just by the wall junction there for the other 2. Now if we're to move a little bit further up and into the area where the praising area is, there's another spot he can spawn at right there overlooking the bar area. And then if we move a little bit further along the pathway to the armourer's table, there is also another spot he can spawn at and you will find him at, which will be this one right here. So bear that in mind, and this area will be right here on the map. So that pretty much covers all of his spawning locations. Tarris uses both improved and normal armor bench, however you can only make the zingaran freebooter in the improved. But you can make the Relic Hunter in either improved or not, just remember the one in the improved bench is going to be better than the one in the normal bench. For some reason the Relic Hunter faction just seem to love to craft the Relic Hunter gear, or the armourers seem to like to craft it, so it's a bit silly. But we're in the improved branch now, and I'm going to be looking at the Zinger Armour first, because that's what interested me in covering this rule. Going into the crafting costs, the zingaran freebooter boots cost 1 perfected light boot lining, 11 feline pelt and 4 layered silk. The gloves take you a perfected light gloves lining, 11 feline pelt and 4 layered silk. The headscarf will take you a perfected light helmet padding, 11 feline pelt and 4 layered silk. The pants will take you a perfected light legging lining, 11 feline pelt and 4 silk. The vest will take you a perfected light chest padding, 11 feline pelt and 4 layered silk. Not only does he cover that, he covers the Relic Hunter gear, so we can make this an epic flawless, which is very nice. Again, it has this trend of covering all the crafting costs in the same amount, so I'm just going to read them out for your sake. For the Flawless Relic Hunter boots, it's going to cost you a perfected light boot lining, 15 thick hide and 4 layered silk. For the gloves, it's going to take you perfected light gloves lining, 15 thick hide and 4 layered silk. For the shirt, it's going to take you a perfected light chest padding, 15 thick hide and 4 layered silk. For the trousers, it's going to take you a perfected light legging lining, 15 hide and 4 layered silk. And for the turban, it's going to take you a light helmet perfected padding, 15 thick hide and 4 layered silk. So that is both the things that this guy will make. So now we're going to move on to Mr. Brokenfingers. Just a note beforehand though, if you're trying to get a shield out of this guy, particularly the obsidian shield, for some reason he only crafts it in exceptional in this latest version of the game. So all the others seem to be flawless, but this one is exceptional, so just letting you know that. However, now we're going to go into the improved armourer's bench because we have some things to cover. He can also make Relic Hunter light, and the cost of it is exactly the same as the one we just read out, so I'm not going to go over that again. But what I am going to go over is the shemite that it does. So we have all the epic flawless shemite gear, and I'm going to be starting off with the gloves. Gloves will take you a perfected light gloves lining, 15 thick hide and 4 layered silk. The leggings are going to take you a perfected light legging lining, 15 hide and 4 layered silk. The shemite shoes are going to take you a perfected light boot lining, 15 thick hide and 4 layered silk. The shemite tunic is going to take you a perfected light chest padding, 15 thick hide and 4 layered silk. And the turban is going to take you a perfected light helmet padding, 15 thick hide and 4 layered silk. So that is all the crafting costs wrapped up. So first we're going to be looking at the shemite. It kind of reminds me of some kind of travelling merchant clothing. And here it is in the male form. You can see that he has a very unbuttoned appearance. But there we go. The armour on this one is 160. It is a light set of armour. It gives you 2 bars of heat in each pieces of the clothing. And this one gives you a whopping +9 in accuracy, so it's for those that like bows. Moving on to our zingaran clothing, it reminds me of pirate themed things, but yeah. However, it does bring in that pirate life for me look. I especially like the chest plate on the female, I just think it looks really, really nice on her. This set will give you 163 armour, is a light set, and it will give you 2 bars of cold protection in each piece. And this will give you a +9 in vit, so quite a nice bit of armour I might say. And finally going into the Relic Hunter armour, a piece of armour that both of these armourers can craft. And many others. I don't know what their dealio is with loving this armourer on. Pretty much all of the armourers in the set city buy them, but you know, it is whatever. This is a pretty nice set, coming in at 160 armour. It's a light set. It gives you 2 bars of heat protection in each piece. and it is a mixture of encumbrance and survival. So that's a +4 in encumbrance and a +5 in survival. But anyway, that's pretty much all you need to know about these two very special armourers. If you'd like to see about any more armourers, make sure to check out my other guides in the playlist down below. If you'd like to see more Conan Exiles related content or anything else from me, make sure you hit that subscribe button, it really does help. But anyway, thank you for watching, I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!